Hey guys, Kyle, the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review for Dragon Ball Super Episode 93. I'm sorry this review is totally late, guys. My computer was giving me problems, it overheated or did some stupid shit like that. But yeah, but now I'm here to give you the review, so let's get into this hype shit, because honestly, there's a lot. There's, of course, the obvious to start off talking about. The the introduction to Kale as the legendary Super Saiyan female is the first, or just in general, just the first female Super Saiyan we've had in the series, and that shit was hype, extremely hype. Like I was, if you guys saw my live reaction, I was basically I was just in stitches with how hype that shit was, but now that I've calmed down about it. I want to talk about a few things about Kale's transformation for sure. The first thing to note, obviously, is that if we notice one thing we noticed right off the bat, more than likely, is that Kale wasn't fully in control of her abilities in this episode, but yet she was still doing shit. Like she was tossing both I think it was Kaba and Caulifla. She was tossing both of those guys around like they were ball like they're just pinballs or something like that. But the thing about it is, if she's that powerful when she doesn't even have control of her own power yet, imagine how fucking powerful she is going to be when she does learn to actually take harness and take control of that power. She Think about that for a second, right? Like I said, right now, as we know, she was completely out of control. She didn't have a single bit of control over power, yet she was still insanely powerful. But think about what happens when she'll actually have control of that power. Think about that. When she actually has control of it, she's going to be a fucking monster and a half to deal with. Monster and a half, or even two monsters and a half to deal with. Like, honestly, if if I mean, yeah, like she's just gonna be like fucking insane to deal with. Like all the universes are gonna have some some real threat to handle. Like not even just Universe 7. Like all the universes need to watch out for the legendary Super Saiyan Kale at this point. I think, to be honest with you. Also, another thing to note is during the time when they were when we see Kale who's trying to power up, when we first see Kale trying to power up, we kind of see how I think Kale's whole version of trying to power up. I think it was Toei's way of trying to save their own ass from people complaining about the Super Saiyan transformation plot hole that they kind of created with how Caulifla transformed. Because with this one, we actually see we actually see we actually see Kale actually harnessing her rage and her inner desire in order to become strong, in order to transform. So like whereas with I think it was Caulifla who was being taught to kind of just harness her power on her back or something. And maybe there is something to that in the Super Saiyan lore to begin with. I don't know, but it's good to know that at least Toei knew they kind of fucked up with that whole process, and they were trying to save their ass with how Kale transformed. But hell, in general, it was amazing to see her transform. Also, the art and animation in this episode, holy fuck! Like seriously, the art and animation in this episode was out of bounds. Like I already praised My Hero Academia this week, but I almost praised My Hero Academia this recent episode, but yeah, Toei, good shit on that. You guys did amazing. I just hope they didn't blow. I just hope that they didn't blow their whole load or blow their whole budget on that one episode, because the like I said, the art and animation in this episode was just freaking amazing. It was, at least compared to what Toei's done in the past. But yeah, now I guess going away from the whole Super Saiyan whole Super Saiyan kill bit, because don't get me wrong, that shit was hype. But there were a few other bits I want to talk about as well. Um, First off, when basically when we cut back to Goku and everyone who's trying to rationalize with Goku about recruiting Frieza again. Goku, you're a stupid asshole for the. You're a stupid asshole if you think Frieza's really gonna completely cooperate, even if they did strike a deal in this episode. But we get mention of a mortal warrior who's stronger than Beerus. And the thing about it is that you really gotta wonder who the hell is this. Like, it isn't Goku. It isn't Goku apparently. So it is another fighter out there who's mortal and who's stronger than Beerus. Like, I don't know if that was Whis' way of poking fun of the of Monaka, or if there is actually someone out there who is strong, a mortal warrior out there who is stronger than Beerus. Because if that is the case, then it looks like the god of Universe 4, I think his name is Quintessa. It looks like Quintessa has his eye on that very fighter, because in this episode we learned that Quintessa has sent spies in order to spy on all the universes, in order to get the digs on who he needs to recruit and whatnot, I guess. And we of course, and after spying on Universe 7, he says he knows someone who can make Beerus disappear. Now that alone can kind of makes me think that Quintessa is going to look for this mortal warrior stronger than Beerus and have him assassinate Beerus, because he says it's time for you to disappear, Beerus. So yeah, I think Quintessa is going to send like an assassin out to get rid of Beerus and knock him out of the tournament. And I think that one is, and the person he's talking about is going to be that warrior who's stronger than Beerus, of course. Another thing in this episode that was kind of weird for me is that, and I didn't realize this until it was actually kind of said, I guess, but supposedly they're only bringing Frieza back supposedly for 24 hours. But if I'm not mistaken, Boo's going to be out longer than that. He's going to be out for a month. So exactly how is this going to work? Is this going to be one of those things where time's going to move differently in Zeno's world? So but by the time 24 hours is done there, a month is gonna pass in the real world or something. I don't know. It's just kind of weird how they're getting. I'm not sure. Leave that in the comments below if you guys can figure that one out for me, because I'm a little confused by that. Like, yeah, they're having Frieza brought back for 24 hours, but they're not going to be. But Beerus himself. But they're having Frieza brought back for 24 hours, but Boo isn't going to wake up for a month. So yeah, it's one of those weird things. Like I said, comment down below if you guys can kind of help me out with that one. Also, speaking of Frieza, I guess I better move on to that. When we finally do get the whole interaction again between Boo and Frieza, we basically. There's actually a very split second where it almost looked like there's a very split second close-up of Frieza's face where it almost looked like it's Mecha Frieza, and then in that very split second that's gone, it's revealed to be Frieza's final form in that whole cocoon or pupa or whatever. So yeah, a bit of if that is the case where maybe they were originally trying to show Mecha Frieza or something, but then they realized that they kind of that maybe they wanted to originally show Mecha Frieza, but they screwed up, and so they had to kind of fix it and show Frieza's final form or something, maybe something like that. But yeah. But aside from that, we of course learn what it is that Frieza wants, and as naturally as we assume, what Frieza wants out of this deal of joining the Universe 7 team is. He wants Goku to resurrect him even if he's gone, even before the tournament ends. He wants Goku to resurrect him using the Dragon Balls if they manage to win. And the thing about it is, for me, is that I desperately want to believe right now that Goku is playing Frieza and he's not going to actually live up to his end of the bargain, and that he's not going to resurrect Frieza. I'm praying and hoping that that's the case, because if it is, then I'm like, Goku, you're even stupider than we thought. Also, it wouldn't make, I don't know, like, it wouldn't make much sense, because if Frieza was record, you think he'd be willing to attack Earth again or something. So I mean, if Dragon Ball Super is supposed to tie into Dragon Ball Z, the end of Dragon Ball Z, it wouldn't make sense, because if, I mean, you unless Frieza's grown content with leaving Earth alone or something like that. I don't know, or but by the end of this, but I don't know. Either way, I want to believe that Goku's in the end. I want to believe that Goku's playing Frieza for full, and he's actually not gonna live up to his end of the bargain. I just hope that's the case. Also, on a side note, I kind of on a very side note, at the end of, I'm not gonna lie, I did get a very nostalgic feel at seeing King Yemma again. Like, it was just like, it's just kind of nice to see these banter between King Yemma and Goku again. It's really funny, honestly. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much my entire review in a nutshell. And honestly, like, this episode was just insane. Like, that the biggest hype of it, of course, was, of course, seeing Kale go like legendary Super Saiyan, female Super Saiyan, Broly shit, and by God, was the action, animation, artwork all in that one, all in those sequences of seeing Kale as a Super Saiyan, as a legendary Super Saiyan. That shit was fucking hype. I gotta reiterate that shit, and yeah, I cannot wait. I cannot wait until we see her harness that power and actually use it in the tournament. That's shit's gonna be hype. But yeah, guys, that's my review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, or follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Death Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, guys. Get hyped for that female, for Kale, the female Broly.